There is a dream that visits millions of people across the earth. A dream so common that many dismiss it. But in many African spiritual traditions, common dreams are often the deepest messages. You close your eyes, and suddenly, you are back in school, walking old corridors, sitting in classrooms you left years ago, holding an exam paper. Your heart is racing. The clock is moving faster than your thoughts. Sometimes you cannot answer the questions. Sometimes you arrive late. Sometimes your paper is taken away before you finish. Then you wake up, confused, disturbed, wondering why, after all these years, your spirit keeps returning to a place your body has long departed from. Most people immediately think, I am going backwards. But what if that is not true? What if the dream is not a sign of regression? What if it is a summons? Because in many African spiritual systems, returning in the dream world is not always backward movement. Sometimes it is retrieval. Sometimes it is initiation. Sometimes the ancestors are taking you back to where something was left unfinished. The physical world moves in straight lines, but the spirit moves in circles. What is buried at the beginning often appears again at the end. School, in the language of dreams, is rarely about education alone. School is a place of training, a place of preparation, a place where identity is formed before destiny unfolds. When the spirit returns you there night after night, it may be saying, there is still something you must learn before you ascend, not because you are failing, but because your calling is larger than your current understanding. Some people carry gifts they cannot explain. You sense danger before it happens. You dream events before they unfold. You feel energies others cannot feel. You walk into a room and immediately know when something is wrong. And suddenly, you are back in school, walking old corridors, sitting in classrooms you left years ago. In African spirituality, such sensitivity is rarely considered ordinary. Many believe these are signs of spiritual inheritance, a gift carried in the bloodline, a flame passed from one generation to another. But every gift demands wisdom. Power without understanding can become a burden. That is why the dream returns. The classroom is not a memory. It is a spiritual instruction. Now let us speak about the exam, because this is where the dream becomes even deeper. Across every culture, there is one law. Before elevation comes testing. No one graduates without examination. No one enters higher ground without proving readiness. If you repeatedly dream of writing exams, your spirit may be showing you that a transition is near. A new season, a new responsibility, a new level of destiny. And every level demands a different version of you. The exam is not always punishment. Sometimes it is preparation. Sometimes life itself is the examination. The battles, the delays, the betrayals, the waiting season, all of it testing whether you can carry what is coming. Now we go deeper. If the school in your dream is your primary school, especially the one in your village, your hometown, or the land of your ancestors, the message becomes ancestral. Because in African spirituality, land remembers, blood remembers. The footsteps of those who came before us leave echoes in the unseen world. Perhaps there is something in your lineage waiting to be awakened. A gift never fully expressed. Purpose left unfinished. An inheritance beyond money. Not every inheritance is physical. Some are spiritual. Some are carried through generations until one person finally activates them. Could it be that your spirit is being called back to origin? Not to live in the past, but to retrieve what was forgotten. Because sometimes, before destiny moves forward, it first returns home. And now we come to the darkest part of the dream. You are writing, focused, present, doing your assignment. Then suddenly, someone takes your paper. An invigilator, a teacher, an unknown figure. They remove your work before you finish. In many African dream traditions, this image is not taken lightly. It symbolizes interruption, delay, resistance, an unseen force standing against completion. For generations, many cultures have believed that whenever a great destiny begins to awaken, opposition also awakens. Light attracts resistance. Potential attracts warfare, not because you are weak, but because what you carry has weight. Yet hear this carefully. Delay is not denial. A stolen paper in the dream does not always mean a stolen destiny. Sometimes it is a warning, an invitation to become spiritually alert, to pray deeper, to know yourself, to strengthen your path. Because what is meant for you may be delayed, but it cannot be erased. If these dreams have visited you once, twice, or many times, perhaps they are asking a question. What part of yourself remains undiscovered? What gift lies sleeping beneath memory? What inheritance waits beneath your bloodline? The spirit rarely repeats a message without reason. Listen carefully. The night has been speaking. The question is, are you ready to understand what it has been trying to say?